Alan Butler and Devin Schmidt with Adventure Vehicle Reviews, and on this episode of Project Power Wagon, we're going to be equipping it with some communication gear from Midland Radio. What do we got, man?
What we got is the X-Talk two-way radio, which is what Alan's holding here, and the MXT115 mobile unit, so stay tuned. So what I want to do real quick is talk about the characteristics and specifications of each radio, and we're going to start with the MXT115. The MXT115 mobile radio transmits 15 watts and can reach up to 50 miles provided there are no obstructions. It contains 15 GMRS channels and 8 repeater channels. There are 142 privacy codes along with NOAA weather radio. The display has multiple color options for each user depending on their preference, and incorporates a USB port for charging additional electronic devices. The lapel mic has 2 channel buttons for quick changes and ease of use. It is easily secured with the adhesive mic mount, which is included with the radio. Due to its strength and easy, non-permanent installation, this radio stands out from most of its competitors. So what I want to do is show you just how modular and how easy that this MXT115 goes inside any vehicle. 3 components. You got the radio with the lapel, you got the power source cord, which has cigarette lighter on one end, and then the attachment to the radio on the other. And then you have the antenna with a magnet. It just sticks right on top of the truck. So I'm going to show you how I installed this into this Toyota Tundra, but it can be installed any way that you want. So watch this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 power cords, because this is just the way that's more comfortable for me. I'm going to go to the back seat. I'm going to stick the end that goes with the power cord that attaches to the radio under the driver's seat. Same thing with the portion of the antenna that goes to the radio under the seat as well. I'm going to plug in cigarette lighter, ready to go. Come back to the front, reach under the seat, grab my 2 wires. I'm going to plug in the radio here. Power is now already installed, and I'm going to take the antenna cord, just a standard coax, goes directly into the radio here. Screw it on. Now what I found is easiest for me, and possibly for most vehicles, is I'm going to take the radio and I'm going to sandwich it into the seat between the center console. Right there. Take my lapel, put it right on there. Now I'm going to walk around the other side of the vehicle. I'm going to grab the antenna. Once the antenna is up on top of the truck, I am ready to rock and roll. It's that simple, and it's to now communicate with any GMRS type radio.
Devin just demonstrated how easy it is to install this Midland mobile radio into any vehicle configuration, and he did it on the Tundra. But for Project Power Wagon, we had to up the ante with a bigger antenna and a more permanent installation.
With the provided hardware and a few additional essentials, we attached the power wire to the battery. The power wire was then fed through the firewall and strung behind the dash in order to maintain a clean look while being attached to the radio. We mounted the radio just below the auxiliary switches in the center of the dash. This allows for driver and passenger to manipulate the radio, as well as have a clear view of the display. To prevent incentive for the common thief, the quick releases allow for easy and quick removal. As for the antenna, we gave it an upgrade to increase the distance and ran the coax through the vehicle paneling.
Now that we've talked about the MXT115, let's jump into the X-Talk radio two-way handhelds.
The X-Talker T77VP5 two-way radio transmits 2 watts and can reach up to 38 miles. It contains 36 channels, 121 privacy codes, channel scan, and Midland signature NOAA weather alert and weather scan technology. The battery lasts up to 15 hours on a single charge and comes with a 3-year warranty. The sleek design fits comfortably in the user's hand and is small enough to stow inside your back pocket. Additionally, the radio features a USB port for solo charging and a port for accessories such as a lapel or headset. This specific package is the X-Talker Extreme Dual Pack, which includes a rugged case containing a USB cord, car adapter, AC wall adapter, 2 headsets, and a charging dock.
But now it's time to test it. So what are we going to be doing for testing?
3 different tests. Now, you can't do every single test of every single environment, but we're going to do 3 generic tests. The first test being at about 2 miles, direct line of sight, very minimal obstruction.
Second test? Second test is going to be about 10 to 15 miles with moderate obstruction. And then the last one, the big number 3 test, what are we doing, dude?
If it can hold up, Midland claims that from a handheld to the MXT115, we should be able to hit 50 miles.
Wow.
50 miles, and that's assuming that we don't have any obstructions and it's direct line of sight. And we'll see if we can get out to the ocean for that one, because that seems to be the best way to get propagation.
Cool.
So without further ado, let's get to this test.
Absolutely, man. All right, see you on the flip side.
Good luck.
Test number 1, about 2 miles, a little bit of obstruction, not much at all. And we're going to use the mobile radio and the handheld radio when we do it. And just so you know, I know we introduced the Power Wagon with the larger antenna on it. We're not going to be using it. We're going to be using the antenna that comes with the Midland mobile radio system. It's the smaller one. So here we are, test number 1, low power, mobile to mobile. Devin, Allen, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Awesome, I got you loud and clear as well. Now we're going to go to handheld to handheld. So I'm going to turn off mobile, turn on the handheld. We're going to go for our second radio check. Devin, this is Alan, radio check with the handheld.
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Pretty easy work at 2 miles, almost no obstruction. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go handheld to mobile. So Devin's going to hold on to his handheld. I'm going to turn back on the mobile. Devin, this is Alan with my mobile to your handheld radio check.
Loud and clear.
Awesome, and that's it for test number 1. Adventure Vehicle Review is about to hit the road again, but before we do, we're going to visit our friends at Brass & Bass in Murrieta, California to refit and rearm. The cool thing about Brass & Bass is they're sponsors of Adventure Vehicle Reviews. But beyond that, in their store, they carry awesome gear, like custom-made weapons, thanks Bill, top name brands, fishing gear, hunting gear, ammunition, and of course, firearms. And if you can't make it down to Murrieta, California, no problem. You can visit them on their online store of brassandbass.com. Now let's get back out there.
So what we're going to do now is I'm in my second spot. We're at about 15 miles approximately. I'll look at the map one more time because we had to change locations on the fly, and I'll put it right here on the screen. In any case, low power, and it's going to be mobile to mobile, and I'm going to do a check with Alan, who is a significantly further distance away. So let's see.
Here I am for test 2, and I'm waiting for Devin to respond.
Test 1, mobile to mobile, Alan.
Devin, radio check.
Devin, this is Al.
And I have you loud and clear, mobile to mobile.
Outstanding. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to handheld now.
And we're going to be going to...
We're going to go low power first. We'll go channel 13, 1-3. So now I'm going to check it on my handheld on the X-Talk radio. Let's see what we got here. Alan, Devin, radio check. Not getting a response. Alan, Devin, radio check.
Let's try this from outside.
So just to make sure we're doing it correctly, I want to make sure that Alan is actually stepping outside of his vehicle. Alan, you there on mobile?
I'm here on channel 6 on the mobile. I only got static.
On the handheld.
I copy. Make sure that you're, go ahead and step outside.
The vehicle, make sure we have clear line of sight. Let's try this one more time.
Copy that, going outside.
So direction-wise, Alan is a straight shot directly to my east. So let's try it. Alan, Devin, radio check.
Alan, I have you loud and
Clear on the handheld.
Okay, you're coming in a little bit broken, but I can understand you. So this is low power.
Let's go ahead and switch to high power.
Let's go to channel 15.
It was low power, so we're going to go to a higher power channel here in a second. Devin, Alan, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Devin, this is Alan. I have you loud and clear.
As well.
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch it. So you stay on the handheld and I'm gonna get on the mobile and we'll see what we gotta do from there.
Alan, Devin, radio check.
Devin, Alan, I have you loud and clear.
Test 2 is a success. I mean, that's pretty far. Granted, we're in an elevated position, but as you can see, all these other mountains that are in the way, it's really good to understand that we have such a distance here, so it really comes in handy. So I guess there's really only one test left. Let's get to it. It's test 3, and I'm out here at Dana Point, just on the west coast of California on a bluff, and I got Alan, who's 50 miles away down there at the Hoya Caves.
I just made it down here to La Jolla, California, and Devin's pretty far north, about 50 miles, and we'll give you the exact measurement here. I'm gonna try to get him on a radio check. So far, it hasn't been working. I've confirmed that we're both on the same channel. I gave him a call on the cell phone, and it's not working. If you can see behind me, and I'll brighten this up, the ocean's right behind me.
Okay, so I'm in the truck, and I'm gonna see if I can get Alan on the horn. Alan, Devin, radio check.
Devin, Alan, radio check, mobile to mobile.
Alan, this is Devin, radio check. The radio's on high power right now. I'm on channel 21. And just probably some of the best conditions for propagation right now, so. Alan, Devin, radio check.
So it appears this one's not working out so well. May try another plan and bring him a little bit closer, maybe 5 to 10 miles closer, and see what we get then. I'm gonna stay here. Devin's gonna be the one to move.
It looks like 50 miles is just a tad bit too far. So I'm at 34 miles away. I'm at just one of the turnoffs here on the 5. I got Alan down there still at La Jolla Caves, and I'm gonna do a quick check and see if we can talk to each other. Little antennas, both vehicles on high power. Alan, this is Devin on the mobile.
Radio check.
Devin, this is Alan. I have you loud and clear, sir.
I have you loud and clear as well.
Very good transmission from 34.5 miles away.
So I'm gonna do my second option, which is I'm gonna take the X-Talker and see if this gets the same type of distance.
Okay, Alan, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the handheld now, and we'll stay on the same channel, and we'll get a radio check.
10-4, I'm staying on the mobile. Go ahead.
Alan, this is Devin on the handheld. Radio check. Doesn't seem like I'm getting any type of response from Alan, so I'm going to jump back on the mobile.
Alan, Devin, on the mobile.
Devin, this is Alan. I have you loud and clear on my mobile.
Copy, I have
Negative response when I was trying to get you on the handheld. Were you able to hear me at all?
transmission.
Okay, so we're just out of the range for the handheld, but the mobile seemed to be working just fine.
Two Midland radios, the MXT115 mobile and the X-Talker handheld T77VP5. Alan, pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Well, I'm gonna start off with the con first, and this one's kind of a big deal. Actually, no, it's not. It's pretty simple, actually. It's the mic mount that goes inside of the vehicle. I couldn't get it to stick onto the dashboard of the Power Wagon. I know that you got yours to stick onto the dashboard of the Tundra. I just feel that for something that's designed to be mounted onto a vehicle and have to deal with the road vibrations, it should have a stronger adhesive. In the end, it's a really easy fix, and it's something I should just do anyway. Use the screws and just screw it permanently into a dashboard at a place that I think is going to work well. Now, on to the pros. This thing is so easy to use, it's such a good value, and it's so flexible. For $150 for the MXT115, you get the radio, you get the mic, and you get an antenna that just goes boop, right easy on top of the roof or whatever you're driving. You plug it in with a cigarette lighter, and you just go to town. Excellent range, and when you're done, you can take it out, put it in your backpack. You have the X-Talkers, they work really well as well. And it was super easy to use. Like, I just turned it on, I almost didn't have to read the directions, and I already knew how to use it. So, right from the get-go, this is a very simple, yet reliable and durable radio, and I'm very impressed with it.
You hit it right on the head. You get a lot of bang for your buck, that's for sure. And they talk to the simple little walkie-talkies. Right. So you can go get some cheap $15 walkie-talkies, give them to your kids or whomever. They break it, no big deal. Your good radio still intact. Couple things. First thing I want to talk about is the 50 miles. So if you look at Midland's website, you'll see a diagram that shows that their max range is 50 miles from the handheld to the mobile.
For the MXT115.
Right. So to touch on that a minute, propagation, it's very touchy-feely. So while we weren't able to hit 50 miles in communication for the test, it doesn't mean that the radio is incapable of hitting 50 miles. At that distance, we have to take into account atmospheric conditions, the curve of the earth, all kinds of things. So we'll have to check it out from probably a higher elevation. I think we would have had more success. But in any case, great radio. Secondly, the speaker on the MXT115. It's a small radio, so you got a small speaker in there. I was able to hear you just fine when I had the windows up and I didn't have a lot going on. Rolling the windows down, a little bit hard to hear you, and it makes it difficult because I don't want to have to keep asking you what you're saying. But there's a remedy for that. There is an external aftermarket speaker port on the back of the radio, so you just get an aftermarket speaker, plug it right into the radio, works just fine. You actually have that in the Power Wagon,
I'm running it in the Power Wagon, and it works excellent. No problem hearing it at all.
Now the X-Talkers, they feel great in the hand. They're easy to operate. They last a long time with the battery.
High quality plastic.
They're a great radio all around. Something that you're getting with the X-Talker that I wish you would also get with the MXT115 is a case. You get a case for these cool radios and all the little gear and gizmos and gadgets. While this radio, its biggest selling point is that you don't have to do any permanent installation, so you have all these extra pieces that are just kind of laying around. So for the person that doesn't wheel all the time and they don't want a permanent installation, well, now you have to take it out of your vehicle and you're left with this radio and all these components that you have to kind of figure out what you're going to do with it. It'd be nice to have a package or a little bag or something. Excellent. So in the end, these are awesome radios, and I endorse it 100%. AVR endorses it.
Absolutely.
Where can people find more information about wanting to purchase or even more specifications about these radios?
It's pretty simple, man. You just go to midlandusa.com, or you can click the link in the description below. And before we wrap this up, I just want to give a big thanks to the people at Midland for letting us review their products. We really appreciate it. And if you want to learn more about AVR, visit us at adventurevehiclereviews.com. Of course, you can subscribe for more AVR content, and please like this video. And until next time, get there.